I'm Linda, and this is Beautiful Thrift Homemaking, reading through a vintage cookbook called A Thousand Ways to Please a Husband. And this is an interesting cookbook because it has a storyline and recipes along with the menus. So it comes from 1917, and the storyline follows the life of a newlywed named Bettina. And so she's the one who's sharing her recipes with us, and a little bit more about her life as a newlywed with her husband Bob. So we're at in the month of May at the chapter 148 called Plans for the Wedding. "Oh, Bob," cried Bettina, "don't you hope it won't rain?" "Rain? When? Tonight?" asked Bob absent-mindedly, for he was busily eating the first cherry cobbler of the season and enjoying it too. "No, stupid. I'm thinking about the wedding, Ruth's wedding." "And Fred's wedding too," added Bob. "You talk as if Ruth were the only one who is vitally interested." "Fred's wedding, then. For, you see, the ceremony is to be in that darling summer house, if it doesn't rain. If it does, it will have to be in the solarium. The bridesmaids and matrons, if it is an outdoor wedding, are to carry the prettiest green silk parasols that you ever saw. They will be Ruth's gifts to us. Over our arms we'll carry plain soft straw hats filled with pink peonies and lots of trailing greenery. Won't that be lovely? For you know we are all to wear short white dresses and white shoes." "And what am I to do?" "You're to be an usher and help carry the green ropes that form the aisle." "Ropes?" "Yes, plain ropes covered with greenery. Will you have some more cherry cobbler, Bob?" That night for dinner, Bettina served pork tenderloin, creamed new potatoes, cauliflower with butter sauce, vegetable salad, French dressing, cherry cobbler, cream, and coffee. And in this chapter, we have Bettina's recipes for the vegetable salad and her French dressing and the cherry cobbler. All right, so let's look at those. The vegetable salad is for 4 portions. It's made with 2 tomatoes, 12 slices of cucumber, 4 tablespoons cottage cheese, 1/2 teaspoon celery salt, 1 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon paprika, and 8 pieces of lettuce. Arrange 2 pieces of lettuce on each salad plate. Cut the tomatoes in half and arrange on the lettuce. Place 3 slices of cucumber on each piece of tomato. Add a tablespoon of cheese to each portion. Again, that was cottage cheese. Sprinkle with celery salt, and paprika. Serve at once with French dressing. And here's how you make that. For Bettina's French dressing, 4 portions. So just enough for that salad. You have 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, 5 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 teaspoon salt, 1/4 teaspoon paprika, and 1 teaspoon of chopped parsley. Mix the lemon juice, salt, paprika, and parsley. Add the oil slowly, beating vigorously with a Dover egg beater or a fork. Beat until the mixture becomes a little thick. Pour over the salad. In the cherry cobbler, for 4 portions, is made with 2 cups of cherries, stemmed and pitted, 2/3 a cup of sugar, 2 teaspoons flour, 1 tablespoon water, 1/8 teaspoon salt, 1 cup flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon salt, 1 tablespoon sugar, 2 tablespoons butter, 6 tablespoons milk. So here's what you do. You're going to mix the cherry, sugar, flour, and salt. Allow to stand 5 minutes. Add the water, which was that 1 tablespoon of water. Pour the mixture into a deep glass or china baking dish. Mix and sift the flour, baking powder, salt, and sugar. Cut in the butter with a knife. Add the milk, mixing until a soft dough is formed. Shape it with the hands to fit over the cherries. Make 3 slits in the dough to permit the steam to escape. Place in a moderate oven and bake for 30 minutes. Serve in the baking dish. Plain cream or whipped cream should be served with the cobbler. Okay, so that's a good one to try for cherry season, huh? Now we're in chapter 149, Entertaining the Wedding Guests. If you girls only would, dear, Ruth's mother had responded to Bettina's suggestion that she and Alice entertain Ruth's house guests the entire day before the wedding. You have no idea what a load would be taken off my mind. And Alice and I would so enjoy helping you, Bettina had replied. And remember, we mean the whole day, breakfast and all. Luckily, the day before the wedding dawned warm and clear. At 8 o'clock, Harry and Bob drove them all in automobiles to a lovely country spot in which the girls served an outdoor breakfast. The morning was spent in motoring, and luncheon was eaten at a charming downtown tea room. Then they were whisked off to Bettina's little home for an informal afternoon. And Harry and Bob, feeling that they had indeed been model husbands, departed for their respective offices. The girl from Kentucky has volunteered to sing, whispered Alice to Ruth. She's a dear. Do you suppose we can keep Aunt Jenny from talking for half an hour? And that afternoon, the following refreshments were served on trays: fruit salad, Bettina sandwiches, orange sherbet, Bettina cake, White Mountain cream icing, coffee, nuts, and candy. All right, now let's look at these recipes. We have the fruit salad. And of course, there's more people over, so this one would be for 12 portions. 3 cups of diced pineapple, 1 cup nut meats, cut in small pieces, 1/2 cup oranges, cut in small pieces also, 1/2 cup marshmallows cut fine, 1/2 cup red cherries cut fine, 1/3 cup figs cut fine, 1 cup salad dressing, and 1/2 cup whipped cream, 12 pieces of lettuce. Mix the pineapple, nut meats, oranges, marshmallows, cherries, and figs. Mix the whipped cream and the salad dressing. Pour this over the fruit. Serve on lettuce leaves, which have been washed and placed on serving plates. Serve immediately. Now, for the sandwiches, Bettina's 12 portions would be 1/2 cup of creamed cheese, 3 tablespoons of pickles chopped fine, 1/2 cup pimento olives chopped fine, 2 tablespoons salad dressing, and 1/4 teaspoon salt. Mix the cheese, pickles, olives, and salt. Add the salad dressing. Spread this mixture between 2 thin pieces of buttered bread. Press firmly together and cut into fancy shapes. All right, and now we have some cake. Bettina cake for 12 squares would be made with 1/4 cup butter, 1/2 cup sugar, 4 egg yolks, 7/8 a cup of flour, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/4 cup strained orange juice, 1/2 teaspoon orange extract, and 1/2 teaspoon of lemon extract. Cream the butter, add the sugar, and mix well. Add the egg yolks, which have been well beaten. Mix and sift the flour, baking powder, and salt. And add these with the orange juice and the orange and lemon extracts to the first mixture. Beat vigorously for 2 minutes. Fill a 12-inch square pan, which has been prepared with waxed paper. With the mixture, fill it with the mixture and bake 30 minutes in a moderate oven. When cool, cover with the icing and cut into 12 pieces. So we have a moderate oven, which is 325 to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then we have something called the White Mountain cream icing. And that recipe was in a previous chapter quite a while back. It's one of her icings that she puts on cakes relatively often. All right, so what's happened so far in these 2 chapters? We have Bob and Bettina talking about the wedding that's coming up that they're going to be participating in. Bettina is a bridesmaid and Bob is an usher. And the wedding is to be outdoors in a summer house. And I don't like the fact that Bettina said the word stupid to her husband, which I'm very surprised because something like that has not come up yet in this book, but I think maybe she was being lighthearted about it because he wasn't paying attention and didn't feel as intensely towards the upcoming wedding of her friend Ruth and his friend Fred as she was feeling. In the next chapter, we have them jumping in and helping in another way too. So Bettina suggests to the bride's mother that she and her friend Alice could help with their wedding guests the day before the wedding. So Ruth has some house guests coming from out of town. And so Bettina and Alice and Harry and Bob spend the whole day with those guests to keep them out of the way while Ruth and her mother get ready for the wedding. And so they have a lovely day. Obviously, they go motoring and they have a beautiful breakfast in the country, and then they go into town and have a luncheon at a tea room. And then they go over to Bettina and Bob's home, where Bettina serves them a little light refreshment with the fruit salad and the cake and the sandwiches, and of course some coffee and nuts and candy. And they spend the time with listening to somebody sing and just visiting and so forth. All right. So now we started this book with the wedding of Bob and Bettina. Actually, we started in the first chapter with them coming home from their honeymoon. And that's how this book began, with Bob and Bettina coming home from their honeymoon to their new home, and Bettina setting up housekeeping and showing us her skills with her menu planning and her frugality. And then we are coming to the end of the 1 year period, and we are now seeing her good friend Ruth get married. And so we have a bridesmaids dinner next in chapter 150. Ruth's wedding colors were to be pink and green were therefore the colors which decorated the charming dinner table laid for the wedding party and close relatives the night before the wedding. A bud vase holding a half-open pink rose bud stood before every two places. A large low dish in the center of the table held pink roses, while at either end was another low arrangement of the same flowers. Tiny paper slipper nut cups at each place held the pecans, and at the places laid for the best man and the ushers, silver pencils, Fred's gifts to the groomsmen, were found. They are cunning, of course, chattered Bernadette, Ruth's cousin and maid of honor, but you men just wait till you see the green parasols that we bridesmaids are to carry. Ruth is giving them to us, you know. The dinner menu was as follows. So what did they have on the menu for a bridesmaid's dinner in 1917? Well, watermelon balls, celery bouillon, breadsticks, veal birds, creamed new potatoes, buttered beets, rolls and with butter balls, Blackstone salad, mint frappe, French dressing for the salad, thin bread with and butter sandwiches, brick ice cream, white cake, coffee, and salted pecans. And we have the recipes for 3 things. We have the Blackstone salad, the cheese mixture, and the French dressing. So the cheese mixture is a part of the salad. So we have 2 things actually. All right, so the Blackstone salad, 18 portions, 36 pieces of head lettuce, 9 grapefruit, 9 tablespoons of Neufchâtel cheese, 9 tablespoons of cottage cheese, 1/2 teaspoon paprika, 1/2 teaspoon salt, 2 tablespoons cream, and 1 tablespoon salad dressing. Arrange 2 pieces of lettuce on each salad plate. Carefully peel the grapefruit and remove all the tough fibers and the white skin. Cut the grapefruit into 1-inch pieces. Arrange the pieces in a circle upon the lettuce leaves. In the center of the circle, place the cheese mixture. Pour the salad dressing over the lettuce, cheese, and grapefruit. And the cheese mixture is prepared this way. Mix the Neufchâtel, okay, so I've never pronounced that word before. Mix the Neufchâtel and cottage cheese, the salt, paprika, cream, and salad dressing. Stir until very creamy. Spread on a piece of waxed paper to the thickness of 1 inch. Place in the refrigerator on ice if possible. When cold and hard, cut in pieces 3/4 of an inch square. Place a cube in the center of the grapefruit circle on each side plate. All right. And then you're going to have that French dressing on there. 8 tablespoons of lemon juice, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, and 1 cup of olive oil. Mix and beat thoroughly the lemon juice, salt, and paprika. Add the oil very slowly. Beat for 3 minutes. Add 1 tablespoon to each portion of the salad and serve at once. Well, I bet that was somewhat tasty after all. Okay, so we have this bridesmaid dinner and we're serving 12. And you notice they have the little nut cups on the table and the low dishes with roses, pink roses, as in the center and on each end of the table. And then the little rosebuds were in little bud vases along the table in front of the places also. And the colors are green and pink, and the pink comes from those flowers. And so we learn about the gifts that the wedding party is going to receive for participating. The groomsmen got silver pencils, and the bridesmaids get green silk parasols. And so those are supposed to be really, really nice gifts and much appreciated. Now we're on to chapter 151, A Morning Wedding in June. After the solemn and beautiful ceremony had taken place in the rose-embowered summer house, there was the usual hush for a moment, and then Ruth and Fred were engulfed in a sudden rush of chattering friends eager to offer congratulations. But Tina and Bob were swept off with the others to the house, where the wedding breakfast was waiting to be served. "The morning is, after all, the happiest time for a wedding," whispered Ellen to Bettina as they found their places at the bride's table. "Everything seems so fresh and new and green and hopeful. Isn't the table lovely, Bettina?" And indeed it was, rose decorated again, with the graceful flowers in baskets and the white bride's cake in the center of the table. Bettina felt that it made the proper setting for the flushed and smiling little bride. "And the wedding cake is to be passed in darling little baskets," continued Ellen. "Little baskets with handles, and the cake in tiny packages tied with white ribbon. Pink and green candy all around them, too." The wedding breakfast consisted of watermelon balls and halves of cantaloupe, chicken croquettes, creamed potatoes, mushroom sauce, new peas, butter sauce, Parker House rolls, loganberry jam, fruit salad, wafers Bettina, brick ice cream, white cake, coffee, nuts, and candy. And I find this interesting that we see the Parker House rolls coming up again. We talked about that in previous chapter because we had another Parker House recipe given to us. And then I think it's interesting that it seems like more of a luncheon than a breakfast. All right, so the mushroom sauce here is given to us along with the fruit salad and the wafers Bettina. So let's see, the mushroom sauce for 30 portions. 1 cup chicken fat, 1/4 cup water, 1½ cups flour, 2 teaspoons salt, 1/2 teaspoon paprika, 7 cups milk. Mix the fat and flour carefully, adding the water, salt, and paprika. Cook 1 minute, stirring constantly. Add 1/2 of the milk and cook until the mixture gets very thick. Beat 1 minute, add the rest of the milk and cook again, still stirring continuously. When the sauce is very thick and creamy, add the mushrooms. Stir over a hot fire for 1 minute. This allows the mushrooms to get hot. Serve 1 tablespoonful of the mixture around each croquette. The sauce may be reheated by adding 2 tablespoons of milk and placing over a hot fire. Now for a fruit salad for 30, you're going to need 30 slices of pineapple, 120 white cherries, 30 red maraschino cherries, 120 pecan meats, 30 tablespoons salad dressing, 30 pieces of head lettuce, and 2 teaspoons of salt. Arrange the pieces of lettuce on the salad plates. Sprinkle with salt. Arrange on each portion a slice of pineapple, 4 white cherries, 4 pecan nuts, and 1 maraschino cherry. Place 1 tablespoon of salad dressing on each slice of pineapple. Then arrange the fruits and nuts in any desired design and serve immediately. All right, wafers Bettina, 30 portions, 30 double wafers. All right, so that is either something that you make ahead or that you purchase in 1917. 30 double wafers, 1/4 pound cream cheese, white, 3 tablespoons chopped nut meats, 3 tablespoons butter, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Mix the cheese, nuts, butter, and salt thoroughly. All right. Spread evenly over the double wafers. Bake in a moderate oven until a delicate brown on top. I wonder what that would have been like, because I'm not sure about those wafers. Well, okay, so we have a morning wedding, and Ellen, who was in the wedding party, just absolutely thinks that's the best time to have a wedding, and she liked that early morning wedding. And it was a beautiful morning for our lovely bride, Ruth, and her groom, Fred. And the whole wedding group seems to be going to a breakfast after the ceremony. So there we have it. Only one more chapter left in our book, 1,000 Ways to Please a Husband. We've gotten an awful lot of recipes. I wonder if there are 1,000 recipes in here. That I don't know, but I might try to figure that out. Now, we have the first year ends as our next chapter that we will cover to conclude, and I hope that you will enjoy that with me, and then we will see what is in store for us at Beautiful Thrift Homemaking when we conclude this book. Thanks for joining me.